September 2017. And the first question we have here is 3x minus y minus 2x minus 3y. Want to simplify. This is going to be 3x. The first thing, let's distribute this negative. That will be negative y. Negative with a negative 2x. That will be positive 2x. And then negative 3y. At this point, add like terms together. 3x and 2x. That will be 5x. Negative y, negative 3y. That will be negative 4y. So this is it for this one. The next one, we want to evaluate 81. 81 raised to the power 1, negative 1 over 4. First thing, let's make it a positive power. This is going to be 81 over 16, negative 1 over 4, plus 81 over 16, 0. So to make it a positive power, we are going to have a 1 on top, and then the whole of it goes down, 81 over 16. Then the power is now positive 1 over 4. And then this side, anything raised to the power 0, the answer is 1. And when you've got a fraction power, you can write it in root form. That will be root of 81 over 16. Towards down the fraction, that is going to be the nth root. So that will be the fourth root, then plus 1. Now the fourth root of 81, so I'm going to say 81. Can 2 go into 81? No. What of a 3? 3 into 81. 3 can go into 82 times, remainder 2. 2 into 21 is a 7. 3 into 21 is a 7. And then 3 into 27 is a 9. 3 into 9 is a 3. So if you multiply 4 times, we're going to get 81. Meaning that the fourth root of 81 is what? A 3. So we're going to have 1 over 3 over. Now what's the fourth root of 16? What number can you multiply 4 times for you to be able to get 16? That's a 2. Then plus a 1. So this one, we can also write it as 1 divided by 3 over 2. Then plus a 1, which is the same. We swap them. The 2 goes on top. The 3 comes down, changes into multiplication, and then plus a 1. This is going to be 2 over 3 plus 1. This is over 1, of course. We multiply 2 and the 1. That is going to give us a 2. We multiply 3 and the 1. That is going to give us a 3. And then in the denominator, we multiply 3 and the 1 also that will give us a 3. So this is 5 over 3, which you can also say 1, 2 over 3. So that is it for that one. And the next one here, the gradient of a line joining the points negative 2, k and k, negative 4 is 2. Calculate the value of k. We know that gradient of a line is given by y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So the gradient is 2. y2, if we say this is x1, this will be y1. This is x2, this will be y2. So y2 is negative 14 minus y1, which is k, divided by x2, which is k, minus x1, which is negative k. This is going to give us 2 being equal to negative 14 minus k divided by k plus 2. Cause negative and the negative gives us positive. We're going to now cross multiply. This one multiplies what's on top, that will be negative 14 minus k. That is going to be 2 multiplies what's down, that will be 2k plus 4. Put like terms together. I'm going to take the k this side and then the 4 this side. So that will be negative 14 minus 4 is equal to 2k plus k. Negative 14 minus 4, that's negative 16. And that will be equal to 2k plus k, that is going to be 3k. Divide both sides by a 3. You're going to find that k is equal to negative 16 over 3. You can also write this 3 into negative 16. 3 can go into 15 5 times, so there will be a remainder of 1 over 3. So that will be k. Want to factorize completely ax squared y minus 4ay squared. So you can see we have got an a here, also here we've got an a, so we can remove an a. We have got a y here, also here we've got a y, so also remove a y. So if we remove a here and the y, we're going to remain with x squared. Minus, if we remove a here, we're going to remain of course with a 4. And we're going to remain with what? 1y, like that. Oh, actually this is y power 3. So we're going to remain with y power 2 like that. So this is going to be ay x squared minus 4 can be written as 2 squared, and then we've got y squared. So we've seen we've got a difference of 2 squares. So this is going to be ay, then write x minus 2y, and then x plus 2y. So that is it factorized completely. The points P and Q have got coordinates 2, 4, and 3, 1 respectively. Express PQ as a column vector. So PQ, always start with what has been given second, Q, and then remove what has been given first, P. So PQ, Q is the one named second. You can write that as a column vector, negative 3, 1, minus P, 2, 4. The x coordinate will always be on top. So here what we have is negative 3, we'll get this minus, and then 2. And then we have got this 1 minus this 4. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So this is the column vector, PQ. We want to shade B complement intersection A intersection C. B complement intersection A intersection C. So look at this. We want to shade A intersection C. A intersection C is which region? It's this region. But it shouldn't be in B. So we'll just shade this part. It should not be in B. That's why they've said B complement. So it should be outside D, B, but in the intersection of these two sets. So that is the region that we are interested in. And then for this one, we want to first find A transpose. The transpose of a matrix, you just change what was a column becomes a row like that. So we are going to have 3, 2, 1, then we are going to have 4, 3, 0. Like that. And then for the next one, we want to find AB. So AB is just multiplying. So A is a 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 0. And then B is 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 0. So to multiply, we're going to multiply this 3 by this 1. That is going to be 3. And then plus this 2 by this 3. It's going to be a 6. And then plus this 1 by a 0. That is going to be 0. So multiply a row by a column. After you are done with that, and then continue 3 multiplies now this one. That is going to be a 6. Plus 3, this 2 multiplies with this 2. This is going to be a 4. This one is going to multiply with this one. That is going to be a 1. When we are done, again, this 3 multiplies with this 3. That is going to be a 9 plus. This 2 is going to multiply with this one. That is going to be a 2. And then the same 1 is going to multiply with the 0 here. That is going to be a 0. When you are done with what's on top, now come with what's down. The 4 multiply with this one. That is going to be a 4. Plus this 3 is going to multiply with this 3. It's going to be a 9. And then the 0 here is going to multiply with the 0. That is going to be 0. Then again, the 4 multiplies with the 2 there. That is going to be 8. The 3 multiplies with the 2 there. That is going to be a 6. Then the 0 multiplies with the 1. That is going to be a 0. Again, 4 multiplies with the 3. That is going to be a 12. 3 multiplies with a 1. That is going to be a 3. Then 0 multiplies with 0. That is going to be 0. So we'll add 3 plus 6 plus 0. That's a 9. 4 plus 9 plus 0. That's a 13. 6 plus 4 plus 1. That's 11. 8 plus 6. That's a 14. 9 plus 2 plus 0. That's another 11. 12 plus 3. That's a 15. So that's the matrix AB. Then the next one here, find the sequence. For the sequence 25, 22, 19, 16. Find the formula for the nth term. So for this sequence, the first thing, of course, this is an AP. You can just see the trend. We need to find the common difference Common difference is given by T2 minus T1. So the second term is 22. First term is 25. As is going to give us a negative 3. So the nth term of an ape is given by A plus n minus 1 times D. The first term is 25. And then plus n minus 1. The common difference is negative 3. If you don't put the negative 3 in brackets, it will mean a different thing. And this is going to be 25 plus negative 3 multiplies with a n, that is going to be negative 3n. Negative 3 multiplies by negative 1 to be positive 3. Here we're going to add the 25 plus 3 to be 28, then minus 3n. So this is the formula for the nth term. Then we want to find the sum of the first 20 terms. So how do we get the formula for the first 20 terms? So to find the sum is given by n divided by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. So this is going to be sum of the first 20 is given by 20 divided by 2, open brackets, 2, a is 25, then plus n is 20 minus 1 times d, which is negative 3. So 2 into 20, that's a 10. 2 times 25, that's a 50. Okay. And then 20 minus 1, that's a 19. 19 is multiplying a negative 3. So 3 times 9, that is going to give us 9 plus 9, 18. Then 18 plus 9 is going to give us a 27. 7 remainder 2. And then 9 times 1, that's 9 plus 2. That's a 12, 11. Okay. 9, 10, 11. So that's 117. This is going to be 10, 50. Now this is a negative. This is going to be negative 170. Let me just do the multiplication again. Might be erroring. 9 times 3, 9 plus 9, 18. 18 plus 9. Okay, that is it. So if we add the 18 plus 9, so add the 8 plus 9 here, that is going to give us a 17, 7 remainder 1, and then a 2. Supposed to be 27. I don't know the mathematics I was doing. So again, now we subtract 50 minus 27. Remove a 1, it remains a 4. That is going to be a 3, 2. That's a 23. And 23 times 10, that is 230. So that will be it. Town L is on 0 degrees, 3 degrees west, and town K is on 0 degrees, 60 degrees east as shown in the diagram. If a radio quiz is scheduled to start at 12 hours at L, find the time at which people at K will be listening to the quiz. So the first thing is we need to find out the difference between the longitudes on these two places. So they are on the same latitude, 0 degrees. To find out the difference in longitude, theta. Since they are on different hemispheres, one is on the west, one is on the east, we are going to add. So that will be 30 plus 60. And that is going to give us 90. And well, we know that when we are talking about time difference, 360 degrees makes a complete revolution for a movement of a planet. And then 24 hours makes a complete time of a day. So let's divide both sides by 24. So 360 will go in, 224 is going to go into 360 15 times. So for every 1 hour, the Earth rotates 15 degrees. Now we've made a 90-degree rotation. So we're going to say if 1 hour is equal to 15 degrees, What of 90 degrees? How many hours is that going to cover? So cross multiply, got 15x is equal to 90. And then divide both sides by a 15. So x is going to be equal to 5 can go into 15, that's a 3 times. 5 can go into first 9, how many times? That's 1 time, remainder 4. And 5 can go also into 40, that's how many times? 8 times. And 3 can go into 18, okay, that's 6 times. So the time difference is 6 hours. So whenever you are going in this direction, we want to find the time has been given here, just add the time difference, you are going to get the time on the next position. So I'm going to say 12 hours plus 06 hours. So this is going to be 18 hours. So at K, the people are going to watch or listen to the scheduled quiz at 18 hours. So if you are given the time here, to find the time here, you get to subtract. Then the next one we've been asked is to find the distance between K and L in kilometers. So to be able to get the distance between them, distance between K and L, we'll just say LK, that will be the distance is given by theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. We are saying 2 pi r because the radius of this circle, this is an equator. The radius of the equator is equal to the radius of the earth. But if it was a small circle, maybe here, would have said 2 pi r cos theta. Okay, so the theta here, that is the difference between the angles, the difference between the two longitudes, that is 90. So that is going to be 90 divided by 360 multiplied by 2 pi is 22 over 7, and then the radius is 6370. This 0 can cancel with 1 0 there, and 9 can go into 36, that's 4 times. So we're going to have 9 there, 1, 9 there, 4. And well, a 2 can cancel here with this 2, and then we're going to remain with a 2. And then this 2 which remains can cancel with this, we're going to remain with 11. So we're going to have 11 over 7 multiplied by 6370. And if you divide just 6370 by a 7, which is this one, so 7 into 6370, it's 910. So this will go there, 910. So what you are going to remain with is 910 multiplied by 11. So I can just write this as 9, 10, 11. So it's going to be 0, 1, 9, 0, 1, 9. So it's going to be 0, 1, 10, 10. So this is going to be the distance in kilometers. The probability that Chakpaleza will go for remedial lessons on a particular day is 7 over 10. What is the probability that she will not go for the remedial lessons on that particular day? So the probability of not going is equal to 1 minus the probability of going. So this is going to be 1 minus 7 over 10. And this is going to give us 3 over 10. Okay. Solve the equation 10 to the power x is equal to 0.0001. So how do we solve this equation? The first thing is we need to make the bases the same. So I've got 10 to the power x, meaning that even this one I need to write it in the form 10 to the power something. So I need to move the decimal point. Of course, even if you can't see zeros here, there are a lot of zeros in front here. But whether we show them or we don't show them, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to put 1 0 there so that we'll see a 10 there as I move the decimal point. So I'll move it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I've moved the decimal point 5 times for me to reach at 10. So I'll put a negative 5 there. I'm put a negative because we're going in this direction. Otherwise, if we're moving count in this direction, the power would have been positive. So if the bases are the same, meaning that the powers are also the same. So x is going to be equal to negative 5. So that is it for that one. Let's consider this one. Given that E is that set 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and A is 4, 8, 12, B is 2, 10, 12, list A complement intersection B. So the first thing is, let's list A complement. So A complement, we want what's outside A, but should be in the universal set. So we have got a 4. Look at the universal set, we have got a 2, and the 2 is not in A. A 4 will not be part because it's already in A. 8 will not be part because it's in A. 12 will not be part. So it will be 2, 6, and 10. And this is the intersection B. So intersection, I'm going to list the set B, that is 2, 10, 12. And then we look for what is common, what is appearing in both sets. So that is a 2 and a 10. So this is it for that set. The next one, the diagram below is a sector with center on radius 7 centimeters, angle at 0 or at point O is 270. I want to calculate the area of the sector. Now, area of a sector just comes from the area of a circle. Area of a circle is given by pi r squared, and the sector is just part of a circle. So therefore, the area of the sector is going to be given by theta over 360 multiplied by pi r squared. So this is going to be, what is theta? Theta, the angle is 270 over 360 multiplied by pi is 22 over 7. The radius is 7 squared. So this 0 can cancel with this 0. 27 and 36 can be divided, and they can go in the simplest form. Of course, the way it was just like 270. Okay, we can say a 9 can go into 27. Okay. So a 9 into 27 is going to be a 3, and a 9 into 36 is going to be a 4. Then multiplied by 1, 7 will cancel with 1, 7. That's why we're going to have 22 multiplied by 7. A 2 can cancel, you're going to remain with a 2. A 2 can cancel, the other to be 11. So that is going to be 3 over 2 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 7. And here we're going to have 11 multiplied by 7. That is going to be 77. So 3 times 77. 3 times 7 is 21. 1 remainder 2. 3 times 7, that is 21. Plus 1, 23. So this is going to be 231 over 2. This is area, centimeters squared. Another one, the function f and g are defined by f of x being equal to 2x plus 1 and g of x 5x minus 1. Find the inverse of g. This is g. So I'm going to write it in the form y is equal to 5x minus 1. And then let's make x up the formula. So take 1 the other side, becomes positive 1, and that will be equal to 5x. Divide both sides by 5. So this x which remains here, I'll now write it as g inverse of x. And that is going to be equal to, I'll write now this one. But where there is y, I'm going to put x plus 1, then divided by 5. So this is the inverse. And then you want to find fg of x. Fg of x, I can also put this in brackets like this. Meaning that I'm going to get f. The function f is what? 2. But where there is x in the function, f we're going to put g of x, which is 5x minus 1. Then there's a plus 1 here. So this is going to be what? 10x minus 2 plus 1, which is 10x. Negative 2 plus 1, that's a negative 1. And then now the next one, we want to find fg of negative 3. So just the same function, but where there is x, put negative 3 minus 1. So this is going to be negative 30 minus 1, which is equal to negative 31. The kite in the diagram in the answer space has coordinates 0, 0, 2, 1, 5, 0, and 2, negative 1. Draw the image of the kite after reflection of y is equal to x. Now what does it mean y is equal to x? So when we make this reflection, the x coordinate we are able to see is going to be equal to the y coordinates that we are going to be able to see. So the first coordinate we can see we have got 0, 0. So its reflection will still be 0, 0. So we are going to have a coordinate at this point. And then we have got 2, 1. Its reflection, since we are talking about y being equal to x, so if y was 2, then x is going to be 2. They are going to swap. So we are going to have what? Y 1, 2. So where is 1, 2? It's here. And then the next coordinate we add is 2, negative 1. So meaning we're going to have negative 1, 2. They will just swap more like that. So where is that negative 1, 2? It's here. And then the next coordinate that we add, I was supposed to write it earlier, 5, 0, but it's all the same. So we're going to have 0, 5. And 0, 5 is here. So the kite that we are producing is this one. Let's hope we are able to see. So we just need to connect those straight. So that is it. And then for part B, we want to differentiate. Y is equal to 1 over 3x to the power 3 minus 5x squared minus 2x. So to differentiate, dy over dx is going to be equal to, we're going to get this power 3, we'll multiply with 1 over 3. So we're going to have 1 over 3 multiplied by 3, so that this and this can cancel. So just remain with a 1. And then the 3 reduce it by 1. So we're going to have x, the power becomes 2. And then minus also this power 2 multiply with this one number in front, that would be a 10. Reduce the power by 1, that will just be x, it was power 2, so it would be power 1. And then this one has got a 1, though you can't see it. 1 times negative 2, that will just be negative 2. Then 1 minus 1, it will be 0, and we know x power 0, the answer is going to be 1. So just write here 2, because even if we multiply this 2 by a 1, it will just be the same. So that is it. Two boats, X and Y, leave point at the port P at the same time. X travels on a bearing of 159 degrees and Y travels on a bearing of 215 as shown in the diagram below. After some time, X and Y are at points such that PYX is equal to 41 degrees. We want to find the bearing of X from Y. X from Y, so the one they mentioned from, meaning that's where we're coming from. We're going to draw a north at Y. So X from Y, we want this angle which is here, that's the bearing. So how are we able to find that angle? We are going to look at this angle which is here. How can we find this angle which is here? Well, this is a complete circle. So if we say this is X, to be able to find X, if we add 215 plus X, we should get 360. Because I'm making a complete circle, meaning that X is going to be 360 minus 215. We can remove a 1 here, that remains a 5. We put there 10 minus 5 is a 5, 5 minus 1 is a 4, 3 minus 2 is a 1. So this is 145. And when we add this angle here with this angle which is here, we are supposed to get 180. Whenever we've got angles like this, they add up to 180. So if I call this as Y, so Y plus 145 is supposed to give me 180. So that means Y is going to be 180 minus 145. Remove a 1 here, it remains a 7. You put there 10 minus 5 is a 5, 7 minus 4 is a 3. So this is the 35. Now we want to find the of this angle. So we'll just add the 35 plus a 41 which is already there. And that is going to give us a 6 and a 7. So that is 76 degrees. And then the next one, we want to find the bearing of P from X. Okay, P from X. Meaning that we are starting at X, now we are going towards P. We put a north here. So we want this angle like this. So how are we able to find this angle? Well, it's not cumbersome. Since we have got this, we know this angle here that is given as 159. We can find this angle here. Let's call it A. If we add these two angles, A plus 159, this is supposed to give us 180. That means A is going to be 180 minus 159. Remove a 1 here, it remains a 7. We put here 10 minus 9, that's a 1. 7 minus 5 is a 2. That means this is a 21. And if we add this angle here, 21 plus this one, which we want, we're supposed to get what? Supposed to get 360. So to get one which is missing, we'll just say 360 minus 21. Remove a 1 from here, that remains a 5. 10 minus 1, 9. 5 minus 2, 3. There's nothing here, so 3 minus 0, that's 3. So that is 339. That's the angle, that's the bearing. Okay, the next one, Missozi and Philander estimated the length of a line to be 9 centimeters and 10 centimeters respectively. If the true length of the line was 9.6, find Missozi's absolute error. So Missozi estimated it to be 9, is the first one to be mentioned, so we get the first number to be mentioned. Now I want to find the absolute error for Missozi. So absolute error is given by true value minus recorded value. And this should be the absolute value of that. It's not supposed to be negative. So the true value is 9.6 minus he recorded 9. So this is going to give us 0.6. So that is his absolute value. And then we want to find Philamber's percentage error. So to find Philamber's percentage error, first we need to find his absolute value. True value 9.6 minus his recorded value was 10. Okay. So if we get to subtract, just a second. Okay. Now if we subtract 9.6 minus 10, we're going to get a negative 0.4. But if you can see this answer, this operation is in absolute bars. And absolute bars means we don't want what? We don't want a negative sign. So it is always supposed to be positive. That's why I've just written a positive number there. Okay. And then we know the absolute value. Now we need to find the percentage error. Percentage error is given by absolute value over true value multiplied by 100%. So the absolute is 0.4, the true value is 9.6, and then multiply by 100%. So here, to do away with the decimal on top and down, I multiply on top by a 10, also down I multiply by a 10. So you multiply by the same thing. So that is going to give us, on top we're going to remain with a 40, down we're going to have a 96, and then we're going to multiply by 100%. Okay. Now can 96 be divided by 4? Yes. 4 can go into 4 one time, 4 can go into 96 24 times. So this is going to remain 1 over 24 multiplied by 100. We can say 2 into 24, that's a 12. 2 into 100, that's a 50. You can say 2 into 12, that's a 6. 2 into 50, that's a what? That's a 25. So we have got 25 divided by 6. We can continue reducing. If you can reduce more, this is still a percentage. It is given that T is equal to kV squared, where K is the constant of variation. Use the information given in the table to find the value of K. Okay, we have that T is equal to kV squared. Let's use the first box here. So you can see that V here is given as 1, and then T is given as 4. So where there is T, we put 4. Then where there is V, we put 1. meaning we'll divide both sides by 1. 1 squared is still 1, meaning that k is going to give us a 4. That's for the first one. And then for the next one, b, now write the formula. The formula is going to become t is equal to, where there is k, we are going to put 4, then v squared. So for the next one, we want to find the value for a. For here, we can see that v is going to be 5. Put 5 there, squared. And then where there is t, we are going to substitute a. So that will be a. So that will be a is equal to 4. 5 squared is 25. And when we multiply 4 times 25, it's going to give us 100. Because 25 times 2 is 50. 50 times 2, 100. And then for c, the same one, t is equal to 4v squared. But we want to find the value for b. So where there is v, we are going to substitute b. Where there is t, we are going to substitute 36. So this is going to be 36 is equal to 4. Where there is v, we'll substitute b squared. Divide both sides by 4. So this and this will cancel, remain with b squared being equal to 4 into 36. That will be 9. And then square root both sides. So b is going to give us positive 3, or b is going to give us negative 3. We have got question 17 here. In the diagram below, A, B, C, D, E, and F are points on the circumference of the circle. Find FBD 70, AEF is 20. Now I want to explain why AD is the diameter. Why is AD the diameter? This line AD, it divides the circle into 2 equal halves, or 2 equal parts. So that's why it's a diameter. And then find ACF. ACF, where is F? Okay, the angle is here, which we want. Now we need to know that when you've got points which are coming from the same point going to the end of a circle, they are always equal. So if we have got something which comes from here, it goes like that, comes here. And then you have got another thing which comes from the same point, it goes at the same point. Yeah, this angle is the same as this angle. So even here, we are talking of ACF. It starts from here, goes there, and then comes here. And then also starts from here, goes there, and then comes here. Meaning that if this is 20, even this is also going to be 20. So ACF is equal to 20 degrees. And then we want to find DEF. DEF. So this angle which is here. So to be able to find DEF, remember here we've got this is the diameter of the circle, and we want to find DEF, or we want to find this angle which is here. And the question is, how do we get to find it? So we're going to look at if we are able to see any shape that has got 4 points. Like we need to find a quadrilateral, a shape of 4 sides. If you find the shape of 4 sides, this angle and this angle, when you add them, they will give you 108. And you can see that you've got this. Meaning that if I add this and this, I'm supposed to get 180. So I'll say DEF plus 70 is going to be 180. So I'll take 70 the other side. DEF is going to be 180 minus 70. That is going to give me 180 minus 70. That is going to be 110. So that is going to be DEF. It is given that triangle PQR below is right angled at R. And then we've been given QR is 4. And then PQR is 4 over 3. QPR, I mean. QPR is 4 over 3. Okay. Now I want to find the sine of PQR. How are we able to do that? So if we've been given that the angle Q, this one here, QPR is 4 over 3. Starting from QPR r, and the tangent of that angle, not just UPR, but the tangent of UPR is 4/3. Now the question is, how do we find tan? Tan of an angle is given by, from the common SOHCAHTOA, tan is given by opposite over adjacent. So if you are talking about this angle which is here, the opposite is this one. The adjacent is this one here, meaning that this is going to be a 3 because I've said it's 4/3. Opposite over adjacent. So how can we find this angle which is the hypotenuse? Use the Pythagoras theorem. That will be 3 squared plus 4 squared, and then you square root. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. So that is 5 there. And then now want to find sine of PQR. And now in this case, the angle we're talking about is the Q on the middle. So we're talking about this. Sine of this angle is given by opposite over hypotenuse. The opposite to this angle is going to be this one, which is the 3. Hypotenuse is this one, which is the 5. So that is going to be 3/5. The ratio of the surface areas of two cubes is 16/25. What is the volume of the smaller cube? If the volume of the bigger cube is 500. So you have got these two cubes. One there, small one here. This one, the volume is 500. This one you don't know. They've given us the ratio of their areas. So we need first to find the ratio of their rings. We're going to square root. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 25 is 5. This is the ratio of the lengths. Now we need to find the ratio of the volumes. We raise to the power 3. 4 to the power 3, that is going to be a 64. 5 to the power 3, that is a 125. And so it is this one that we're going to equate. So this one which is down representing the bigger volume. And the bigger volume have already been given, 500. The one on top for the small volume which we want to find. We cross multiply 125 times V, 125V, and then 64 times 500. I'll divide both sides by 125. So V therefore is going to be equal to, you can look for a number that can go into any of these. So 5 can go into 125. That is 25 times. 5 can go into 5. That would be 1. And then I've got 0. So 5 can go into 500. 100 times. 25 can go into 100. That's a what? 4 times. And then 4 times is 64. 4 times 4 is 16. 6 remainder 1. 4 times 6, 24 plus 1, 25. So that is going to be 256 centimeters cubed. That is going to be it. A business bought 300 company shares at 60 kwacha. The nominal price was 30 kwacha. How much does he pay for the shares? So you have bought 300 company shares at 60 kwacha. How much are you going to pay? So this is the nominal price. The nominal price, don't worry about it. You're not going to use it when you are calculating. So the amount paid is equal to number of shares times amount. The number of shares is 300 times the amount, which is 60. This is going to give you 6 times 3. That is going to be 18. And then you have got 1, 2, 3 zeros, so 18,000 kwacha. The next one, the equation of a straight line L is given by 2y is equal to 4x minus 5. Find the equation of the line passing through negative 2,5 and perpendicular to L. So I've got this is L. And it has got the equation 2y is equal to 4x minus 5. You've got another line which is perpendicular, meaning they are cutting each other. Need to know that the gradient of this one and the gradient of this one, when you multiply them, they give you -1. So let's find the gradient of L. So I've got 2y is equal to 4x minus 5. We need to write it in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So divide both sides by 2. Y is going to be 2 over 2, just be y. 4 over 2, that will be 2x. Minus 5 over 2, that will be 5 over 2. So this number you see here is the gradient. So m1 is equal to 2. How do you find m2? m1 multiplied by m2 is supposed to give you -1. So m1 is 2 multiplied by m2 is equal to negative 1. Divide both sides by 2, that will be negative 1 over 2. This is going to be negative 1 over 2. Therefore, to find the equation, we use y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. This is the formula that we use to find the equation. So this is going to be y. y1, we've been given a point there, 3, is going to be equal to m. M will find negative 1 over 2x minus x1. x1 is already negative, so it's become positive 2. At this point, I'm going to look at what's in the denominator multiplied by that. So 2 times y, that would be 2y. 2 times 3, that would be 6. And then this 2 and this 1 will cancel. So negative 1 times x, negative x. Negative 1 times positive 2, that would be negative 2. And then this will give us 2y is equal to negative x. Take this negative 6 to the other side, becomes positive 6. Positive 6 minus 2, that will be positive 4. So this is the equation. Alright, the diagram below shows a cone with apex, V, and radius are how many planes of symmetry as a cone? So in how many ways can you cut a cone so that the parts are going to be equal? You can cut it in so many ways. So for a cone, you can't count the planes of symmetry. It's infinity. Planes of symmetry for a cone is infinity. You can cut it in so many ways and they're all going to look the same. It's more like a circle. The diagram below is an incomplete program flow chart to calculate the curved surface area S of a cone with radius R and slant height L. Complete the flow chart. So the first thing you need to know is what's the formula for curved surface area. The curved surface area of a cone is given by pi RL. You need to know the formula. Okay, so since you know, in this one, you want to complete the flow chart, here you are going to enter the radius and the length. Okay, and then here you're going to write the formula. Curved surface area is given by pi. When you are dealing with computers, multiplication is symbolized by a star. Star R and then star L. Alright. Of course, we're also entering pi there. So that is going to be it. 21. Write down the 4 inequalities that define the unshaded region. If we see the unshaded region is this one. Any 4 inequalities. We are going to start with vertical and horizontal lines. We'll start with this line, which is here. We can see it is at 4. So x is equal to 4. But you're talking about values of x in this direction, smaller than 4. And is this line shaded, or is it broken or solid? It is solid. So I'm going to say x is less than or equal to 4 because it is solid. This is the first inequality. Then we can look also at this one. This is x is equal to, this is at negative 1. But we are talking about values this side because we want the unshaded. This region is shaded. So this direction, the values are greater than what? They are greater than 4. I mean greater than negative 1. So I'm going to say x is greater than negative 1. It will not be greater than or equal to y because this is a dotted line. This is going to be the second equation. Then we look at this line. This is in terms of y. This is at 6. So y is equal to 6. But we're interested in these values which are down. So they are down 6. They are less than 6. Is this dotted or solid? It's solid, meaning that y is less than or equal to 6. This is the third inequality. And then the last inequality we're going to look at now, this equation. So for this equation, we need to first find the gradient. Gradient is given by change in y divided by change in x. We can just write any triangle that we're able to see. I'm able to see this small triangle here. So y, we are starting from 0 up to negative 2. So that is 2 over, just forget about the sign. And then in x, I'm starting from 0 up to, this is also a 2. So this is giving me what? A 1. So if you see a line like this, gradient is always positive. If you see a line like this, you're supposed to attach a negative. So since this line is like this, so the gradient will still be what? Positive like that. And then we'll say y is equal to mx plus c. This will be y is equal to gradient, you found 1. So it will be 1 times x, which is just x. And then see, where is the graph cutting the y-axis? The y-axis is here. The graph is cutting at what? Negative 2. So I'm going to put a negative 2 here. Now, the region that we want, just a second. Alright, so the region that you want is this region. So I can get any coordinate that is in this region, and the simplest I can get is 0, 0. I'm going to put in this equation. I'll put 0 here is equal to 0 plus 2. So this is 0, this is 2. So what is the equal sign true for this equation? No. 2 is greater than 0 or 0 is less than 2. So the sign is supposed to point in this direction. Therefore, the next equation is going to be y is less than x plus 2. Is this a dotted line? Yes, so it will just be less than. So that is it for that one. And then we have question number 22. If y is equal to 1 minus 2x, 1 plus x minus 2, find the value of x for which y is equal to negative 2. The value for x for which y is equal to negative 2. So what we are going to do is we are going to expand this first. Okay. This is going to be where there is y, we're going to put negative 2. And this is going to be equal to, we're going to expand 1 multiplied by 1, that will be 1. 1 multiplied by 2, and by x, that will be x. Then negative 2 multiplied by 1, that will be negative 2x. Negative 2 multiplied by x, that will be negative 2x squared. And then at the end, we also have a negative 2. If I take this negative 2 the other side, it becomes positive. So these two are going to cancel. We're going to remain with a 0 this side. That will be equal to 1. X minus 2x, that will be negative x. Then negative 2x squared. I'll take this term the other side, 2x squared. Take this the other side, positive x. Take 1 the other side, becomes negative x. And that will be, negative 1. That will be equal to 0. Look for the product and the sum. The product here, multiply 2 and negative 1, that will be negative 2. The sum is this number here, 1. So what two numbers can I multiply to give me negative 2? If I add them, they give me a positive 1. It is a positive 2 and a negative 1. So I'm going to put there, that will be 2x squared, positive 2x, negative x, minus 1 is equal to 0. And then factorize. The first two are going to factorize 2x, so we're going to remain with x plus 1. Next two are removing a negative 1, we remain with x plus 1 equal to 0. So this is going to give us 2x minus 1. We'll marry what is outside, and then x plus 1 is equal to 0. Equate what is inside to 0. Equate this to 0. Also equate this to 0. 2x, the one goes the other side, is equal to 1. Or x, the one goes the other side, is equal to negative 1. Divide both sides by 2, meaning that x is equal to negative 1, or x is equal to 1 over 2. So that is it. And then the next one we have, we want to sketch. The sketch below represents a section of the curve x, x minus 2. The question is, find the coordinates of the point where the curves cut the x-axis, and what is the minimum value of the function. So the coordinates where the curve cuts the x-axis, these points here we can see, these happen when y is 0. So for this equation, I'm going to say y is 0, x, x minus 2. We equate both of them to 0. We equate x to 0, Then we equate x minus 2 to 0 also, meaning that x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 2 if we take to the other side. Meaning that the coordinates, we've got this point O that is going to be 0, 0. And then we've got the point A, which is 2, 0. Remember why we equated it to 0. Then we want to find the minimum value of the function. Minimum value, that is y, is given by 4ac minus b squared over 4a. That will be 4a. For this function, we're going to cross multiply. Multiply x times x, that will be x squared. Multiply x by negative 2, that will be negative 2x. Meaning that we don't have a constant. A constant is 0. So where there is a, we're going to put 1. Where there is c, we'll put what? 0. Minus b is what? Negative 2. But we are squaring that over 4a. A is what? A is 1. So y is going to be 4 times 1 times 0 is 0. Negative 2 squared. This is a negative, and then in brackets we've got a negative 2 squared. So the one in brackets, we square it, gives us a positive. Times the negative is to be negative, so that to be negative 4 over 4. And that to give us 1. So therefore y is equal to 1. This is the minimum value of the function. You find the y value. If you want, you will say x is equal to negative b over 2a. So b, the function we saw y is equal to what? Y is equal to x squared minus 2x. So this is going to be negative b is negative 2 over 2a. A is 1. So this is going to be this negative, and this negative gives us a positive. X is going to be 1. When you find the x value, then you go in the actual function y is equal to x squared minus 2x to find the y value. So this is going to be, where there is x, you put this coordinate you found, 1 squared minus 2 times 1. This is going to be 1 minus 2, which is negative 1. So I can also use that. Let's consider question number 23. Okay. The diagram below shows a speed time graph of a car journey. Find the acceleration during the first 5 seconds from here to here. So acceleration is given by final velocity minus initial velocity over time. Final velocity in 5 seconds, we can say it reached 30, minus initial, which is 0, over time is 5 seconds. So 5 into 30, that's 6 meters per second squared. If the total distance traveled was 825 kilometers, find the value for t. They've given us the total distance traveled. So this shape you are able to see here is a trapezium. The area under a trapezium gives you the total distance. So total distance is given by half a plus b multiplied by the height. The distance is 825, and that is going to be half a, the point from here up to here, that is from 5 to 15, that's a 10. B is from here to t, that is going to be t. And then height is from the minimum to the maximum, that's a 30. So 2 can go into 30, that's 15 times. So I'm going to have 825 is equal to 10 plus t, and then multiplied by 15. So here we can distribute. You are going to have 825 is equal to 15 times 10, that is going to be 150. 10 times 15 times t, that is going to be 15t. Take 150 the other side. So we're going to have 825 minus 150. So be 5, remove a 1 here, 7, 12, 5 from 12, that is going to be a 7. So this is going to be 675, and that is going to be equal to 15t. And then divide both sides by 15. So t is going to give you a 45. That is going to be it. Find the average speed for the whole journey. Speed is given by distance over time. total distance traveled was 825. The total time it took, we found t, that is 45. So 825 divided by 45 is about 18. Okay, and the remainder, that will be 18.3 if you found the exact value. That is going to be in meters per second. That's the speed. And that is going to be it.